What happened this weekend at Fenway Park was a crime. It was freaking indecent exposure. The Red Sox got their pants completely pulled down and exposed to the entire league. And when I say that, I don't mean that they suck. I'm just saying that the Astros are a championship caliber organization. They've won 2 titles in the last 7 years. The Red Sox went out there trying to play matchups with pitchers who are, decent major league pitchers. And the Astros put out a world-class pitching staff, firing the ball, in a million different places with all kinds of movement. And on the flip side of it, on top of a lineup that's as good as anybody in the game. And the Red Sox got freaking pummeled. They got completely exposed. This whole idea, and this is a big picture thing, so just bear with me. This whole idea of we're going to become the Tampa Bay Rays, this is why the Tampa Bay Rays don't win. Because when they go against the Astros, and the Red Sox pinch hit 4 guys on Friday night in 1 inning and then do the same thing on Saturday because they have to get every matchup perfect in order to win, and the other team just goes with its talent, you get your ass kicked, which is what happened. They gave up 9 home runs in the series. They struck out 40 times.
Whoa.
They got their freaking asses pounded. They got killed. They got completely exposed.
It's an ass pounding.
Jimmy, do you have the Cora comment from after the game on the weekend that Chris Cotillo asked him about the weekend performance?
I'll pound it for you.
Okay, so he was asked, Cora was asked all kinds of stuff after the game, injuries and whatnot. But when it finally got to what happened this weekend, this was the exchange.
And you guys haven't been swept at home, I think, since early April. How would you just define the weekend?
I mean, let's not make make it bigger than what it is. We lost 3 games. We played well the first 2. Today they did what they put it on us, and we got to turn the page and be ready for tomorrow.
Let's not make it bigger than it is.
Funny how he loses his bite after the big payday. That's interesting.
Let's not make it bigger than it is. They have been the best team in the American League since the All-Star break. The Astros started out really, really bad. They have a lot of talent. Everybody knows it. So this was a litmus test weekend. Everybody knew it. Carabas and I talked about this last week when he was in the middle of the week. It was a litmus test weekend, even though it might not necessarily be for a team that you're going to compete with for a playoff spot.
No, it's with you.
We'll see, but they're one of them.
Yeah.
They got freaking annihilated. Did you see the home runs that they hit?
Yes, some of them.
They averaged 423 feet. I did the math. I added them all up. 423 feet on average.
Average.
They were freaking missiles all over the place.
Especially the Alvarez ones.
Oh, my God. And 7 of them were on off-speed pitches. Okay, this is an important thing. Again, because Andrew Bailey's entire philosophy, let's just go up there and spin it like it's cotton candy. We are going to spin the crap out of it. Except, you know what? The Astros have hitters that can hit the spinning crap. They have that. They have championship caliber players. And they beat the crap out of your pitching staff. That freaking Lucas Sims guy, I feel bad for him. He's getting freaking pounded. Absolutely pummeled. Throwing that piece of crap slider up there that hangs in the middle of the plate that Jose Altuve waited for on Friday night.
Yes, I was going to say.
Like it was a lamb chop.
Friday night, he was part of the arson squad that's in that bullpen right now. And they finally got a good start from Hulk for the first time in weeks. And then it just goes all to hell in a matter of a couple of innings.
The Astros aren't even as good as they've been in some other years. That was a mismatch. That series was a mismatch. And if the Red Sox think that they are going to build some sort of championship caliber organization by bringing in the Luis Garcias and the Lucas Sims and take whatever pick of platoon players on the field that you want, Rob Ref Snyder and Tyler O'Neill, and not that he played this weekend, but you get the idea. If they think that that's how they're going to win it, it's going to be another 86 years.
I love it.
Okay, they got freaking pounded. That was championship caliber talent in some places. On the other side, going against what is effectively a patchwork team, and you got freaking crushed. And by the way, the game on Friday night, they were up 3-1 in the 7th inning when Altuve homered. And you say, well, they were in that game. Right, until it got real. You get into the final 3 innings, they crushed you. The same thing happened the next day, if you ask me. In the key spots, although the Astros hit four home runs in that game, but you can't keep the ball in the ballpark. You've given up 47 home runs since the All-Star break. 21 games, 47 home runs. Try doing that. Think of that.
And then we have the 6th inning yesterday. Are they down 10-0 at the time? Something like this. So it's a pretty empty, quiet building. Bottom of the 6th inning. In between pitches of a 1-2 count to Duran, who was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. A fan behind home plate started shouting, tennis racket, you need a tennis racket. At which point, and you sent me the clip and I played it, I can't believe how clear it was.
Yep.
It was clear as day.
Yeah, you don't really have to put your ear up to the computer speaker like, oh.
No. Because the building was quiet and the mics are on. And so the fan starts shouting, tennis racket, you need a tennis racket. Duran looked at the fan and said, quote, shut up, you bleeping gay slur. Okay. The exchange with the fan came after Duran was honored during a pregame ceremony as the team's recipient of the Heart and Hustle Award, which recognizes one player per team who demonstrates a passion for the game and best embodies that team's values, spirits, and traditions.
I sure does.
Shut your mouth, you effing gay slur. Boy, that sort of says it all, does it right there?
I mean, really, that is one of those moments. And again, if you've heard it, it takes you back to like junior high school. Like when we went to school, I don't know if you had junior high. I had junior high. There was no middle school back then.
Yep.
It was junior high.
Yeah, sure.
7 through 9.
Yeah.
That's what that's the kind of crap that happened. That was the kind of language that was used back then.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. And I personally think the league should discipline him.
Yeah. I mean, he shouldn't lose his job or his livelihood,
No.
but something.
Yeah. Yeah, there should be some sort of discipline there. Now, based on the stories that are out there today, typically players who have committed similar transgressions in baseball have had to go sensitivity training at a minimum. Like, I don't know if there will be games involved, but to me, this is the kind of thing you should get a couple of games at a minimum. Sorry. You can't be that stupid.
Yes, Jimmy?
The Red Sox sent out a press release. Duran suspended 2 games, and his salary is being donated to charity.
Well, there you go. You had to figure something like this.
Should be automatic.
Yeah.
Seriously. Should be automatic. That's as low grade as it gets.
I mean, dude.
Yeah, low grade as it gets. And by the way, this is not the first time.
I was going to say, there's been a lot of emotional immaturity from him, like in recent years anyway, right? Like, didn't he have to be restrained by Verdugo at one point, like
Kansas
yelling
City.
at fans?
Yep.
Like
A few weeks ago in Kansas City, he almost got into a fan in the outfield who was chirping him.
Yeah, he runs hot, this kid, to say the least.
Yeah, he's just not, I mean, I'm not telling you anything that people don't know. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. If he's going to get baited by a fan behind home plate, and he struck out 6 times in the series, which is why the guy was yelling at him, get a tennis racket.
I mean, on the order of things that get shouted at you, that one's not that bad.
No, it's not. And again, and look, I'm not telling you, I like
your effing mouth, you have.
Yeah.
You gotta get it.
With a documentary crew following them, by the way. Let's not forget that part.
It's not funny. It's like
No, but
it's ludicrous.
Yeah. But even if they knew, like, you run hot, I'm sure, like, did they talk to him before? Like, look, guys, to him and the rest of the team, like, don't pop off at anyone. Like, we have a documentary crew following us for Netflix this year, so if you get angry at any point, just bury it. Like, what are you doing?
It also makes Alex Cora look bad because Cora, since spring training, has been saying, be like Duran. Go out and work as hard as he does. And this is what you get for it?
Well, I mean, he is, in some respects, a lot more likable than, say, Tristan Casas.
Yeah.
Is he? Wait, where's he at?
I don't know.
And neither do the Red Sox, by the way.
I don't know. I told
Cora
you.
sounds pissed about that.
Yeah, did you hear the Cora
situation.
comment last week?
No, I did not.
Oh, it's a good one. Here's Cora. You can add it to your list for your baseball hour. Asked about when the promising, I'm reading from BSJ, Boston Sports Journal, Gethin Caldwell. Asked when the promising young first baseman would be ready to make his return to Boston. Cora gave an answer that might indicate that the team and the player are not on the same page. Quote, right now it's him. It's up to him, Cora told reporters. He's healthy. Like I said, he's been taking grounders for a long time. I think the baseball part of it, the physical part of it, he's ready to go. Now the timing of it, he will let us know.
I sensed this a while ago, and again, I didn't have any inside info. He strikes me as one of these guys, like, I'll play when I'm ready to play. And Trevor Story did some of this last year, too. These guys don't understand the value of just being in the lineup, whether their timing is down or not.
In 7 August games with AAA Worcester, Casas has slashed 296, 406, 481 with 13 hits, 5 for extra bases, all doubles, across 27 at-bats with 4 RBI, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Those numbers would indicate that Casas is hitting his stride and should be getting close. And before Saturday's game, Cora agreed, but said that his return still isn't imminent. The quality of his at-bats are good, and he feels he's getting close, but we'll see. I don't see him playing here tomorrow. I don't see him playing against Texas. But if that changes, it changes. I think he's still working on his craft. So the kid's down there working on his craft when he's healthy and ready to go.
I mean, again, you can see it with this kid. Remember, he gets into the batter's box with the same amount of time on the pitch clock every time, right? So can't you see him saying, well, I need 50 at-bats down in AAA and then I'll be ready?
So it's not about health. It's about him coming up and being at his best.
Correct.
When the team needs him at maybe 80%.
Yeah, no, he's about him.
So
Tristan Casas is about him. He has been from the beginning.
He's about him. Meanwhile, Jaron Duran embodies more of the
on field, between the
ethic,
lines.
Between the lines, things that you want, yet he's obviously got issues.
Correct.
Because he just can't control himself.
Yeah, Duran plays hard. I mean, I got no issue with the way he plays. Between the lines, he plays hard. Almost always. You very rarely see him not going 100%. And, and some of that will get weeded out over time. And in some ways, you could say it's not smart to play that way, but he plays hard. Sometimes I think a little too hard. Like, again, being a little fired up in the batter's box and yelling something completely stupid is just being a little too tightly wound. So he's back on it. Casas? Oh, no. He's got to stick with the routine. He's got to stick. It doesn't matter if the team's in a nosedive. No. I got to get my 50 ABs in or whatever it is. Whatever the number is, I got to get my routine done and then tan in the outfield. Then I'll be ready to go.
Okay, there's your Red Sox minute. You enjoy it? Back to your calls.
Thanks for pounding us, Mazz.
On everything right after this. More pounding right after these words.
Hey, stay tuned for more Felger and Mazz, okay? Thanks.
Hey, it's Mazz for Team Impact. A terrific. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Red Sox analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.